Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tommy with another great series for you, as once again we have a great international engagement in between the two pro players from the Starcraft 2 scene. So let me just start by introducing the players to you guys. As we have spawned here in the upper right in the purple, it is LAMBO from Germany, and his opponent in the lower left in the yellow, it is MARU. And as you can see from the color, of course, these games have been played very recently in the Team League with Star League. So let's just see exactly what they have prepared for us, what exactly the options are going to be. Terran versus Zerg here on DOTA C. And yeah, MARU is pretty much known for his great micro, especially with his infantry, with his tanks, with his Widow Mines, Hellions gameplay. Even later on, some battle cruisers could be an option for him. Some ghosts, some nuclear launches, everything is possible here. Let's just see LAMBO. This is actually my first cast of LAMBO. And let's see what exactly his style is going to be. I believe a very similar style to SERRAL. We're about to find out as he's opening up here with a fast expansion. Also, of course, moving out with his overalls, checking the proximity, checking exactly if there's going to be some proxy placement here by MARU, but no such thing by him. A pretty standard open up here by him with a supply depot into barracks and gas. So yeah, we're about to find out what the next steps are going to be. And yeah, the pretty standard open up here for the Zerg. Extractor into supply depot, after that one expansion, and at around the 2-minute and 2-minute and 40-second mark she should of course continue with his next expansion point, or perhaps he has a surprise for us. He could cancel this one hatchery, but of course very unlikely. So let's just see what MARU is going to be doing. His first Reaper is going to pop out really soon. Is he going for a next factory? Is he going for another expansion point? He's actually investing into an expansion point straight into this location, not sending out any scouting SCVs yet, just heading straight towards this location, feeling really confident. Of course, he can nicely micro this Reaper in and out of danger, so he could of course handle with a couple of Zerglings. Now the first queens are being spawned here by LAMBO. He's also going for some Zerglings. SCVs are also being built here by MARU, some Marines as the first scouting. Reaper is also out, but this one Reaper can of course engage some of the drones here. But yeah, as soon as this one queen is going to pop out, of course the harassment is going to be over, and we see that second expansion point around the 2-minute and 20-second mark. So yeah, nice Reaper here out, great micro by LAMBO, as he's waiting of course for this one queen to pop out really soon. He might even take out one drone if he's lucky, but no, LAMBO with a great micro here, saving this one drone. Let's check his main. Still a little bit of gas is being mined, of course, for that speed for those Zerglings, as the queens are now popping out, so they should be able to hold this location. There is this speed being done for him. And let's just check MARU really quick. His expansion slowly but steadily is pumping out those minerals. He has a factory, he's going to swap it in towards a reactor, so we might see some Hellions from him. We might see some Widow Mines into a Medivac very soon. And we even have a second expansion point being built here into his own base. So a very nice greedy gameplay here by MARU. Very nice build order by him, as he's going double Hellion now, so we might see him drive forward with those Hellions towards the expansion points from LAMBO. And LAMBO is of course also preparing his macro oriented game, going to go for more and more queens, more and more drones. A nice pace here by him. This reminds me of Twitch, of course. And yeah, let's just see what the next steps are going to be here for both players. Still MARU swapping left and right his buildings into more and more upgrades, into more of a unit production. Let's just see what his plans are going to be. He might even go for some Banshees. It would be very interesting to see Banshees with Cloak as the first Hellions are moving out, and he's actually going for a Raven here, so he might even double harass with a Raven, with turrets and with Hellions into the mineral line. So let's just see what the next steps are going to be. A nice placement here by LAMBO with his overlords having great vision. A nice beeline being formed, of course. He will know when or if exactly a Medivac drop is going to happen here, and 2 more Hellions are moving out on the map, so it's going to be 4 Hellions very soon. Actually 6 Hellions, so yeah, quite a deadly force here by MARU, and I believe he's just waiting for this one Raven just to double attack here against LAMBO. So quite an interesting strategy here by MARU versus the Zerg. Zerg still producing more and more Zerglings, more overlords. Let's just check if he's going for that tier 2, and yes, it is going to be tier 2, so we might see a transition into some Hydros, we might see some transition into some Mutalisk. It would be very interesting to see some Mutalisk here for Lambo versus MARU, as more and more of those Hellions have joined here the attack. But of course the Queens are very tanky against the Hellion attacks here, and the mass is being spreaded by Lambo, so Lambo should be fine. More and more Queen eggs are being spawned here, so the creep spread also looking really nice. In comes this one Raven. Where exactly is going to be attacking? I believe the expansion point is the next target. This one here as well. The drone might get very likely killed really soon. So the great save here by Lambo, as he's bringing of course his Queens back to reinforce this third expansion point. And the auto turret is dealing quite some great damage here, but in the end it's going to get expired. So let's just see the next steps by MARU. Is still close by. He really wants to cancel the other expansion point, but perhaps some medivacs would have been a better decision here by him, as he's going into more and more of those barracks. So he's feeling really confident into going to mass barracks. Steam is being produced, upgrades are going up, so we might see soon MARU go for a timing push. His harassment isn't really dealing any economic damage here against Lambo. So yeah, Lambo nicely defending against MARU, even establishing this next expansion point. And let's just have a look what exactly is going for. Some upgrades at home. I don't see yet a Spire or a Hydralisk Den. In case I've missed it, of course. No, there it is. We have a Hydralisk Den indeed being produced, of course. So Lambo, just like many Zergs, goes for those Hydras. Of course, the Hydra's really strong against the Medivacs, and the Lurkers even better against the infantry for MARU. But MARU is already closing here by dropping his units after the middle point of the map, so he's moving forward. Some banings are here to defend. Speech should have been done here, as the Hellions will snipe so many of those Queen eggs. Of course, Vision is here with this one Raven, so very smart decision by MARU as he's moving forward. And he might even try to snipe the next expansion point, taking out a Overlord, taking out this expansion point. So of course not allowing the macro game for any Zerg being there. He's showing his presence, is sniping the first hatchery. The other hatchery is producing. Worker wise we have 65 for MARU, 78 already here for Lambo, as more and more Queen eggs are getting spawned and killed by MARU. So yeah, MARU still very close by. Some medivacs are nicely healing the units. The infantry stim is of course up, some nice turrets to support the infantry at the ground. And yeah, let's have a look what exactly is going to happen, as more and more overlords are being killed here. So MARU looking like he's showing his presence. Of course he's going to spawn, he's going to actually kill more and more of those creep eggs. The Raven I believe has been taken down, but we do have some Hellbats now on the ground, and Hellbats really tanky, really strong against any Zerglings or Banelings. Now we finally see those Hydras coming in, but the infantry is really strong, nicely getting healed up by the medivacs in the back, and MARU showing us his stoic force, but in the end he's getting surrounded. He has to pick up some nice defense here by Lambo. Not only that, but he's getting a great surround here against MARU, so he's able to push this back. Of course MARU still tries to kite those medivacs back and forth, but the defense looks really strong here by Lambo, and now he's the one I believe who could actually push out as we're closing in towards the 10-minute mark. More and more reinforcements are pouring forward. Actually the Raven is still alive, so sorry about this one, and some more bigger Marauders here to support the infantry on the ground. So yeah, let's just see where exactly or what exactly the plans from MARU are. Yeah, he's added of course some Widow Mines against the Zerglings, against the Banelings, as he's moving out now, scanning the area, sniping some Queen eggs. And let's have a look what exactly is going to happen. The Hydras are nicely being kited back and forth, and I believe Lambo should target the medivacs really soon. And it's really hard against so much of an infantry here for MARU, and in come the Zerglings. So this could be the chance for Lambo, but so many great connections with the Widow Mines, as he's able to push Lambo back. At the same time, another task force is being prepared here by MARU, as he's snapping more and more of those creep eggs. So really nice job by him. And yeah, the Widow Mines, however, nicely being drawn here towards just one or two Zerglings. So great micro here by Lambo as he's moving forward, and a nice spread this time by MARU. He's getting some connections. The Banelings, however, also got some great connections, and yeah, Lambo still being able to defend against MARU. And we have yet another attack here, but not that many Marines out still. Lambo has those Banelings, has those Hydras on the ground, so he should be fine here against a double attack by MARU. Even an Overseer is out against the Widow Mines. So really nice stuff. Great defense here by Lambo, as more and more is getting poured out here by MARU. Still no tanks by him. He's pretty much relying onto those Widow Mines. The infantry, their tanks are also really strong from the Terran. And let's just see what exactly is going to happen here as Lambo is nicely moving forward with the Banelings, getting good connections, taking out the Widow Mines, forcing a pullback here, forcing a regroup here by MARU. Same time MARU once again moving forward with his other task force towards the upper right. But Lambo is here present, nicely kiting back and forward the units for MARU. And the Great Spread, of course, is much more mobile with his medivacs in the air. Let's just see what exactly is going to happen here as Lambo is chasing. The medivacs are really low, so he needs to be careful not to lose them. He is going to boost his way out, but one medivac has been killed. And MARU is very likely going to have to land here. He might even abandon this location, but in the end, another kiting war here in the middle of the map. Idols versus infantry nicely being kited. Banelings are getting some good connections. A great spread here by MARU, and Lambo is really strong with his Hydras, so this could be the new meta for the Zergs. Massive amounts of Hydras into lurkers versus the infantry, so MARU quite suffering, but finds a good point here to attack. However, Lambo seems to be all over the place, and his creep spread looking really nice, just connecting those expansions throughout. However, MARU is not being done. More and more is getting pulled here forward, more and more infantry left and right for him, as he's just trying to keep guessing Lambo where exactly he's going to be attacking, and he's just taking out unit after unit. It's also taking some damage, but yeah, those Hydras are really strong for Lambo here, as the infantry is dropping very low into HP. And let's just see what the next steps are going to be. This here for Lambo, this hatchery is pretty much exposed. Infantry is getting steamed up. The first hatchery is going to fall here as well for Lambo, as Lambo is being pretty much forced back and forward. Another pickup here by MARU with a small task force again, and he might try for a regroup very soon. And let's just see, another expansion is also being taken here by MARU. At the same time he's moving out with another force here, so the center is pretty much in control for Lambo. So many lurkers have been spawned now, so the lurkers are perfect counter here against MARU. MARU is picking up his units, he's going to try for attack. Not that many units here to defend, as we have a great drop here by MARU, so Lambo taking quite by surprise. No lurkers in the back, his main is pretty much under siege. Some Zerglings are pouring forward, but it's not that many, no banning sadly for him. Finally in come the lurkers, so the lurkers should of course be able to take care of this, but yeah, so much damage has already been taken here by Lambo. At the same time, MARU pretty much securing the upper part as he's adding more and more units, and now finally the first snipers are also being produced by him. So sniper D is going to be, of course, to take care of those lurkers. Yeah, so Widow Mines a little bit exposed here, they will be caught off guard. But yeah, still some Widow Mines here, so notice how MARU not going for tanks, pretty much relying, I believe he feels much more better with some Widow Mines. And yeah, another hatchery has been taken out. At the same time, MARU also taking control of this position here, as more and more is being stepped up by him. We are slowly but steadily closing towards the 20-minute mark. Let's just see what's going to happen. The lurkers can be seen now, as 3 of them will be sniped, so nice job here by MARU as he's moving forward. Lambo has to bring his reinforcements, has to bring his Hydras, and lots of Hydras indeed with lurkers, but he's not so mobile. So in comes once again MARU with a great rifle with those medivacs, but the Banelings are getting some good connections now. So yeah, he's once again picking up. At the same time his main force is moving here forward, so lots of action. Of course Lambo has to kite back and forward throughout his expansions, but there's so much here, so much infantry for MARU. This is just moving forward, and he's going to get another snipe against the hatchery. So nicely done by him. In comes Lambo, he might try for a surround. 14 more drones have been killed. At the same time Lambo goes for a counter-attack here towards this expansion point, attacking the planetary. The real action is of course happening here in the upper part, and yeah, he's just trying to snipe his one hatchery. Perhaps some workers could have been sniped here as well. And yeah, now finally Lambo is going to try to kill it. MARU is nicely repairing it, as both players are pretty much concentrating now their forces towards this map here. And yeah, let's see, the Hydras also getting some good connection, so the planetary is very likely going to fall very soon. But in the end, in comes MARU with his snipers. He's heading straight towards the Hydras, straight towards the lurkers. Great scan, but he has to spread his units against so many lurkers on the ground. So nice job here by Lambo, finally also answering the aggression by MARU, and he's moving forward towards the infantry. Nice scan here, lots and lots of lurkers being microed back and forward here by Lambo, but the spread is really good here by MARU. However, lots and lots of splash damage being taken by him. Ghosts are still pretty much alive, as they're being able to snipe more and more of those lurkers. So both players hurting each other really strong. And let's just see. We actually have a GG, so MARU is going to be able to take this game. LAMBO deciding to give up, even though he was still having great amount of workers. However, his army has sadly fallen really quick. So I believe that was his decision to GG out. So game number 1 goes towards MARU. Let's just jump straight into game number 2. And we're back with game number 2 in the low left in the yellow. It is MARU and his opponent from Germany. I believe it's Germany, I could be wrong, of course. I have to do my research here towards LAMBO. So yeah, indeed, we're upper right in the purple. It is LAMBO as the Zerg, the purple Zerg. Games have been played on the team Liquid Starlink. Let's just see what exactly is going to happen here in game number 2. Still a great force here by LAMBO. Nice defense with those lurkers. But I believe Hydros, actually, Blink Bane Hydros without lurkers could be a better option for him, given the fact that, of course, Hydros can attack air and ground. They are great against those medivacs. However, he decides to go for the lurkers against the infantry. But yeah, he might even try into this game to go Link Bane Hydra, or he might even go for a surprise, go for some Mutalisk here against MARU, just to show his presence, just to show his aggression here. And yeah, let's just see, he's going straight for a fast expansion. And MARU building up a straight normal build order here, supply depot into barracks and gas. Very soon he's also very likely going to take his expansion. Just like in game number 1, the overlords are moving out on the map inside and out with nice lava here. Very beautiful looking map here, as we very likely going to be seeing soon a second expansion point for the Zerg. Or is he going to try something different? We're about to find out. Gas is up. The barracks is also going to get finished really soon, so pretty much we have the same build order just like in game number 1. Extractor into spawning pool and hatchery. So yeah, let's have a look what the next steps are going to be here. The first Reaper is going to pop out. The SCV is here in position. No scouting yet here for MARU, so he's feeling really confident. So pretty much the same build order just like in game number 1 for both players. Nothing out of the ordinary yet. And yeah, let's have a look what they will be deciding here. When exactly is MARU going for his factory, or perhaps he's going for another expansion point. It will be very greedy, as in comes of course the first scouting overload, a very important scouting overload here for LAMBO. And yeah, the first Reaper is also the Reaper is going to be annoying. We pretty much have the same build order, but perhaps this time a much faster queen here for LAMBO, as the Reaper is slowly but steadily moving here forward towards the first expansion point. And yeah, there is the other expansion point here for LAMBO, as the Zerglings will have to defend a little bit until the first queen is coming out. So nice harassment here by MARU, but like I told you in previous games, of course this harassment is going to stop as soon as the queens pop out. So yeah, the Reaper giving good vision, almost taking out one Zergling here, but great micro out of LAMBO, and even the one drone is being saved here into a spore. So nice job here by MARU. The same can be said for LAMBO. So let's have a look what the next steps are going to be here for the players, as we do see a factory into command center. So we don't have a Stargate this time by MARU. Is going straight for another expansion point first and then adding his starport. So a little bit of more macro orientated game here by MARU versus his opponent. Let's see where exactly this is going to be taking him, as yeah, more and more of those creep eggs have to be spawned on the ground just to connect those expansions throughout the Zerg. And yeah, more and more of the queen eggs will be laid, of course, really soon. Just hold on, I did actually miss a roach warrant by LAMBO, so we have a completely different strategy by him. We might see a timing push very soon. Of course, you can see the production tab in the upper left part, just in case I'm missing something. So in comes the push by LAMBO, so very aggressive push here against MARU. This could be really strong, as the roaches are very tanky. So this is exactly why MARU creeps here his units. Of course, he's going to try for a counter. He's going straight for the economy. He's going to force LAMBO to stay back with some units. Some Zerglings are here back, but of course a queen of course is much needed here. So yeah, in comes MARU with his units, but a nice block here by LAMBO with the evolution chamber. Some drones might get sniped, but the forces for MARU are dropping really low. The great micro in the end by LAMBO, saving those units in the end. The roaches are moving forward, one Ravager is in the back, and what exactly does MARU here to have to defend? Just one bunker, as some units are being brought here back. One roach is dropping really low. At the same time, a hero Viking dropping here and even lifting up. So nice micro by MARU in the end, being able to hold this first aggression by LAMBO, so quite a very different strategy here by LAMBO. I believe he's going to add more and more of those roaches, but no, currently just transitioning into some overload, so the rush is pretty much over. This one bunker saving him, and in the end, of course, the tank will be able to hold the location as we have stim being done for MARU, but it's just one barracks for him, interesting enough. He really needs many more of those barracks, or perhaps he's going to transition into more mechanical build orders, mechanical units, tanks, hellions. We're about to find out what exactly his plans are as Overlord is going to be seeing this. So I believe he just waited for that Overlord to get killed, and now he's heading towards more barracks and even adding this one reactor. So yeah, LAMBO nicely transitioning some workers here. We have roaches indeed for him. This might work out for him. Roaches, of course, a very strong unit. Ravager is even better against the tanks from MARU. As this one Viking is still hunting some overlords in the air. Let's have a look if we have tier 2. Is just mutating now into tier 2. Speed is also being done here for MARU. Sorry, for LAMBO. And yeah, let's see. 3 expansions are already up. This one is also about to get followed really soon. What exactly is MARU doing? Heading out with a Raven with some Hellions just to snipe the Queen eggs as fast as possible here versus his opponents. Of course, having vision with this one Raven. As they income the roaches once again for LAMBO. So things have settled down a little bit. We might see now MARU heading straight, just like in game number 1, into a mass infantry unit composition, Marines with Marauders, with some medivacs in the air, and even a tank is being added. Not that many medivacs for him yet, as one Raven is still kiting here around, but LAMBO should be able to hold the location with some Ravagers, with some roaches. Even some queens are moving out, so yet another expansion is being taken here by him in the upper left part. So nice job. Let's have a look what exactly is going to happen. More and more roaches are being spawned, more and more upgrades are being done here by LAMBO. And I believe he's once again going to be trying for an attack. He's even adding a Baneling's Nest. So we might see another timing push out by him around the 8-minute mark. It would be a possibility with roaches, with Ravagers, even some Banelings. So this could be really deadly against the second expansion point here for MARU. So he's very likely going to be needing indeed more of those tanks to hold off any attack. And yeah, more and more drones are getting transferred here. Even this one Overlord could give more and more possibilities for those queens to lay their eggs here on the ground. And yeah, let's see, LAMBO is moving out. The creep highway is really strong as more and more queens will be able to add those eggs on the ground here just to spread more and more of that creep. So yeah, let's just see if is MARU going to be prepared for that. Of course, he has 3 tanks now, so especially this one tank in the high ground, really strong into defending. And yeah, the eggs will be laid very soon, as this one Viking is going to be taken out really soon. So LAMBO with a much better game here is preparing his defenses. Same can be said here for MARU, but in the end MARU actually deciding to push out now. So he saw this expansion here in the upper left part, so he decides that he cannot allow this to happen, so he's moving out. He's also adding another command center into this location, and let's just see. LAMBO is trying to clear this way. He's trying for a good flank. He might get a good opportunity here to take out some units. He's waiting, of course, for the push out, and in comes the push. This one tank will be very likely targeted first. Nice stim here by MARU. Nice anti-armor rocket has been launched here, and LAMBO is nicely kiting those units back and forth. Got some auto turrets in the back here as well. And yeah, great engagement by both players. Still a balanced engagement, but remember, MARU is much more mobile than his opponent with those medivacs. He could easily just fly over into this location and just damage the economy. It will take quite some time for LAMBO to take all of his units throughout the map, but at the same time LAMBO could try for a counter towards his opponent. So yeah, MARU goes on with his Doom Drop versus his opponent. LAMBO still believes it's going to be an attack here into this location, but yeah, sadly for him, he doesn't really have any units at home to defend. Let's just see, it's going to take him quite some time to come here back, and in comes the drop. What exactly does LAMBO have? Just a queen, just some roaches that are about to get popped out, some Zergings, of course, there is no chance. Yeah, sadly a really bad situation here for LAMBO, as he leaves his main pretty much exposed. His hive has been killed finally. In come the reinforcements, but yeah, MARU just being mobile all over the map, using of course the abusement, the speed of those medivacs. And yes, even going for this other expansion point, the units getting healed At the same time, MARU clears more and more of those creep eggs on the ground. And slowly but steadily we will pass the 10-minute mark. So yeah, nice game here by MARU once again. And yeah, those medivacs moving once again really strong for the Terran versus his opponent. Of course, a very hard game here for Lambo. His main has been sniped, so great pickup here by MARU. At the same time, his infantry is once again moving forward. Zerglings will of course stand no chance, but there are some queens in the back, there are some ravagers, and yeah, MARU even taking this expansion here, securing it with a tank, and Lambo really has to make something happen here against his opponent, as MARU is really nicely abusing those medivacs in the air and even adding 4 tanks now. And yeah, let's just see what's going to happen here. Lambo rebuilding this one hatchery. Great snipe here by MARU, as he's also preparing a nice flank, but not that many units here left for Lambo. The rear reinforcements are coming in from the back, so he might try to go for a surround versus MARU. And let's just see what the next steps are going to be, as Lambo deciding to counter, but there are some marines here to defend. MARU will try very likely for a surround. One tank in the high ground having great vision, the other tank here as well. In comes Lambo, pretty good connections with those banelings. And yeah, now the Ravagers are finally moving forward, but there is infantry here for MARU to defend, and roach after roach and Ravager after Ravager is getting sniped here. At the same time, once again, Lambo moving out. He should be able to take out those tanks, nicely spreading his units, but it's really hard against so much splash damages. Once again, in comes MARU with his medivacs, and another task force is attacking the upper left part, so Lambo pretty much under siege on 2 locations here. And let's just see for how long is he going to be able to hold, or perhaps he needs just a strong counter to attack MARU here, as in comes the infantry once again, sniping some roaches, sniping some queens, nicely kiting back and forward, now once again being picked up. And MARU also preparing another attack here, so he's once again double tasking all over the map with his infantry, with his medivacs, just picking up unit after unit, of course like skilled tanks, but in the end a great pickup here by Lambo, as he's being able to snipe 2 tanks. One mule has been called to repair some tanks, but it's a little bit too late, as Lambo goes for a counter, goes for those reinforcements, and we also see the ghosts being produced here, so some sniping will be happening once again. But sadly there are no hydros here for Lambo, there are no lurkers, as yeah, his main has been sniped. So let's just see what's going to happen here. The roaches are getting some good connections. MARU is pretty much regrouping with all of his forces into the middle of the map, and I believe he's once again going to be trying another attack, so let's just see where. Lambo seems to be ready for this with some Zerglings, with some roaches, ravagers. MARU just keeps moving back and forward, and he also has another attack being prepared here, so he's once again multitasking, going for this one hatchery. And yeah, Lambo very nearby with his units. Let's just see for how long is this game going to be talking. Of course, there is a counter being prepared. Of course, Lambo will try to snap some of the reinforcements that are pouring in. A great spread here however by MARU. He's also avoiding those fireballs by Lambo, and in comes the attack here into the upper left port. So into this location here as well, some queens will fall, so we'll get some good connections, so Lambo has to pick up. A nice job here by Lambo defending. At the same time, he's having a great force here of roaches heading straight towards the economy from MARU, so great stuff here by Lambo. Really nicely done, but some snipers are very nearby. They should be able to take out some of the roaches, but in the end the economy here from MARU is suffering quite a lot. He's actually using more than 25 workers, 26, so he has to come back with his medivacs. His main is pretty much under siege, so Lambo answering to him with a great attack here, so nicely done here by Lambo, dropping MARU to 45 workers. In the end, MARU is going to be able to hold. His army is still strong, but Lambo prepares another attack towards the economy here from MARU, so MARU caught by surprise, and the banelings are getting great connections. 53 kills now for those banelings. The economy from MARU is pretty much crippling here, as he has dropped to 32 workers. Nice job here by Lambo, and this is actually looking very strong for the German player, as his economy should be looking much better here against MARU's. However, army wise we have 110 versus 55, so 55, so MARU really has to make up his mind now. His upgrades also looking really strong, but is he going to be able to attack, or is he just going to secure the middle of the map, as more and more counters are being prepared here for Lambo? So Lambo with a very nice counter attack with those roaches, with those banelings, even forcing MARU to stay back. MARU is going to secure the middle of the map. Of course, he doesn't want any other attacks. Even has 3 expansions here just in case some banelings will be sniping this one. Let's just see, MARU attacks here into this location. At the same time, LAMBO prepares another attack with Zerglings, with banelings. And the Zerglings are slowly but steadily rolling forward. The tank gets some good shots here as MARU once again moves forward with the snipers. The snipers take care of those roaches and quite a strong takeout. And yes, indeed, MARU is going to be able to take this game mainly towards, thanks to those snipers. A very strong unit you have into the late game, as he's being able to snipe roach after roach and ravager after ravagers. So let's just jump straight into game number. And we're back with game number 3. In the upper right, in the purple, it is LAMBO, and his opponent here in the lower left, in the yellow, it is MARU. Quite a scary game number 2 here for MARU, losing 50 workers there. Quite a great counter attack by LAMBO, but in the end, yeah, those snipers proving really to be so strong for MARU, as he was able to, like I told you, snap unit after unit. Very important unit to have, the ghost, the snipers in the end. Winning here the game for MARU, as the supply of an army has dropped really low for LAMBO against the strong army here for MARU. So yeah, even though the crippling effect was very strong against the economy, it was a little bit too late here for LAMBO. And yeah, let's just see what exactly is going to happen here in game number 3. Of course, who's winning this one is going to move on, I believe, on the Team Liquid Star League. But yeah, let's have a look. You actually see MARU going for a proxy, so very cocky move here by him, as the Overlord has that rally point exactly in position. So we are very likely going to be seeing LAMBO go out with some drones here versus the proxy attempt. Also a nice position being found here by MARU. Those mineral lines are really important for him to give protection against the Zerglings early on, against the drones early on. And let's just see, is indeed going to be pulling some workers, just 3 of them. A little bit late. I believe SERRAL has always pulled more and more workers, but of course the position is really nicely found here by MARU. And one barracks is about to get finished. Even the second one barracks might get finished here as well. See, it's just 3 drones, 1 SCV might fall, so nicely done here by MARU. The SCV can of course repair each other, as one Marine is going to pop out very soon here. So yeah, the SCV is still hiding of course in the mineral lines, and he's even going to kite now perhaps towards this point. One Marine is out, and let's have a look if MARU is going to be continuing here with this siege. Perhaps it was just a fake attempt by him. They even cancelled this one barracks. So yeah, LAMBO nicely holding the position. He's also transferring some units. One Marine is going to get chased by some drones, but remember, all of those drones aren't mining, so that's really important for MARU, being able with one Marine to lure all of those drones out. And he's of course going to lose the Marine, but in the end it should be worth it for him, as he has so much mining time has been lost. MARU also taking his expansion. His barracks are of course out on the map. He has a gas. One Reaper is being produced, as he's now going to retreat with his barracks. So quite interesting strategy by him. Queen is about to get finished, so the Reaper will be held off really nicely. A great grenade by him, but in the end, yeah, the Queen is out, so this rush will be held. So nice attempt by MARU. Interesting strategy. Some Zerglings might get a kill here against this one SCV, as the Reaper is out on the map. So good stuff here by LAMBO, of course, countering the units here for MARU, as he even has some Zerglings on the main, and he's actually going for his second expansion point. So just preparing his macro orientated game. Let's see, the Reaper is coming back to defend this location, and nice job here by LAMBO, just stopping here this expansion point for a while with his Zerglings. So pretty good stuff by him. We're finally going into a normal game. Let's have a look at MARU's main. He has a factory, the barracks is returning at home, and he's also going for another expansion point with a starport. So yeah, finally the normal stuff here by MARU. In comes the barracks. Let's check LAMBO really quick, as he's going to be able to hold this location. So yeah, let's have a look at the next moves here by both players. More drones are being produced, more queens as well. pretty soon we're going to be seeing what exactly is going to happen here. And yeah, the Reaper is still moving out, giving more and more vision. And yeah, let's see if he's going to be able to take out some drones. Giving, actually this expansion here is not really well defended. Some Zerglings are pouring forward. Some drones will be sniped here, perhaps. No, nicely saving this one drone. And there's a queen nearby, so great job here by LAMBO defending against this Reaper harassment. And yeah, more and more drones are actually being produced. The Reaper is getting taken out, so pretty good defense here early on by LAMBO versus his opponent versus MARU, as the Hellions are now moving out here for MARU. So let's have a look if those Hellions will be able to snipe some of the enemy here for LAMBO. We still see one barracks, more Hellions are being produced. And let's have a look, another hatchery is being produced here as well by LAMBO, so things look now finally a little bit of normal here. 6 more Hellions have been spawned and some engineering base in the back just for those upgrades for MARU here as well. It's also adding this starport for some medivacs. Barracks are also being produced, 3 barracks for him at home. As Hellions are out on the map, so of course he's going to try to attack any expansion point, any of those workers. This could be a good target. Let's have a look where exactly, or if MARU is going to decide to attack and where exactly. In comes the move. He has no vision against the Queen X. Oh no, he actually does. He has a Raven out. So nice stuff. He might even be lucky and snipe 1 Queen or 2 as he's just roaming the map here with his Hellions. 6 of them. Quite a strong force against the economy here from LAMBO. So let's have a look what exactly or where exactly MARU is going to be heading. He's just now cancelling those Queen eggs. Doesn't wish, of course, to have a creep highway of the Zerg. And yeah, more and more of the Queen X will be sniped here. Nicely done by MARU. So yeah, let's see what the next moves are going to be. Slowly but steadily we're closing towards the 10-minute mark. We see another expansion point into this location. More and more Queens are of course moving out. More and more creep wants to be spreaded here by the Zerg. And yeah, quite a strong tanky force. The Queens nicely getting healed up here. At the same time, Steam is about to get finished, so MARU moves forward with his Hellions. And yeah, finally he's making here forward, so a little bit of a mistake here by settled by LAMBO. He saw so many drones will fall here. Good position for MARU in the end. 7 drones have been killed. 1 Raven might get snapped if he's lucky, but no. Sadly, he's being taken out. At the same time, some Zerglings are trying to go for a counter, so perhaps this could have happened really early, but the Hellions will of course be able to snap those Zerglings here. And yeah, in the end LAMBO has to retreat. So let's have a look what exactly the next steps are going to be. What exactly is MARU doing at home? I believe more and more barracks will be added. Yes, indeed. So it's going into 5 barracks, 1 starport, 1 factory, and actually even adding more and more barracks. So this is going to indicate to us that indeed he might try a timing push with massive amounts of barracks, massive amounts of infantry towards his enemy. Stim is being done. Shield is going for weapons 1, armor, as MARU once again moves out with his task force, with the medivacs, with the infantry here into this location, even adding some mines against the ground unit. But we do have a great counter here by LAMBO with some Zerglings. Of course tries to take down the reinforcements here for MARU. MARU still pretty much committing, but the paintings are actually rolling forward, getting some good connections. Let's see what's going to happen here. More and more Zerglings are pulling forward, but MARU seems to be taking them out. Yes indeed, so great defense here by MARU. At the same time he's also controlling his units really nicely here into this location. And let's have a look for how long this is going to add. And we even see another hatchery, a macro hatch this time by LAMBO, so this might be a timing push for him as well. Banelings are great into defending, some Queens are here as well, but the medivacs in the air nicely healing up the units. And MARU once again shows his fast movement speed here with those medivacs, as he's able to push here forward. He might even try to snap the spore. He might even try to snap some Zerglings. Nice kiting once again back and forward here by MARU. And MARU just keeps changing the positions. Yeah, let's see. Even we will be able to take out this expansion point and this one here as well, as he went into Hellbats. So Hellbats on the ground, really strong. Lambo tries to come forward, but there are mines on the ground at the same time. There is a nice counter happening here with some banings, but the banings have been taken out. Luckily here for MARU, Protoss are still pulling forward in great baning connections, but it's just against supply depot and against some infantry. As MARU is moving back and tries to regroup his units. So yeah, great hold here by MARU, as still Lambo goes very strong into those Zerglings, into those banings. We still see no transition yet for him into some Hydras, perhaps some Mutalisk. Let's see what his plans are, as he's just moving here forward with massive amounts of those banings and those Zerglings, but there are some Hellbats on the ground, so MARU should be fine. Even the mines are of course great against the Zerglings and the banings. So let's just see what exactly is going to be happening here really soon. The Zerg tries to find a good position. He has massive amounts of Zerglings. Some banings are still getting spawned, so he's not really attacking, and this could be very inviting here for MARU to attack, as some banings had to be cancelled there. So nice job here by MARU. Same time another attack, but the spread is really good here by MARU. Nice micro, another attack here into this location, but this breach is actually very good for MARU, as there's a very small choke point here for him. And the Zerg pretty much has to regroup in the back. MARU now getting more confident, he's moving forward, some overalls will be snapped, so a little bit of a mistake here by Lambo. And yeah, more is being added here by MARU versus his opponent. Of course, Lambo is going to try a surround move very soon. The reinforcements are moving forward, the spread is really good, and yeah, in comes Lambo from the back and from the other side. The weight and the armor missile, and in comes the attack, but MARU still holds his ground. He's picking up his units. Some infantry will fall, of course, as MARU is finally getting pushed back. Still just massive amounts of Zerglings with banings, and yeah, the Widow Mines will of course take out so much of those units. But yeah, really strong stuff here by Lambo and MARU. Nice game for both of them. MARU even has taken this expansion, he has turned it into a planetary fortress. Lambo of course taking this one as well, as yeah, just massive amounts of Zerglings with banelings. Is this going to work out for him? As of course MARU could go for some tanks, could go for more Widow Mines, as they're really strong against this unit composition. And yeah, let's just see. Lambo pretty much supply blocked. MARU already at 200 supply, as he's once again multitasking. He's moving out into two positions here onto this map. The Zerglings are getting some good connections, banings also getting some pretty good connections, but yeah, in the end this one hatchery has been sniped. However, a great counter once again here by Lambo with his Zerglings. MARU has to split his troops. The banings are getting some pretty good connections, so MARU is going to be pretty much under siege, but at the same time he's also moving here forward against the macro hatch and against this other hatchery here. So we've turned into a little bit of a base trade scenario here. So in comes Lambo with his units, with his banings, but he might get so many kills here against the SCVs, and this could be really deadly against MARU. He's losing 20 more SCVs here. Sorry. Same time Lambo is nicely defending at home, and yeah, look at that, Lambo really making it here, taking out so many more of those buildings here. So MARU pretty much under siege, pretty much under threat here. So nice job here. Massive amounts of Zerglings with banings are rolling forward. The Mavics are still in the air, the mines are on the ground. MARU pretty much under siege. I don't know for how long he can be able to hold. 4 more workers are about to get fallen here, as the swarm is going here forward for Lambo. In the end, MARU finds a good position on the high ground, on the low ground, nicely microing his units left and right, and yeah, Lambo has to give up. So yeah, in the end MARU finds a better position here. However, at one point I was thinking that Lambo is going to take this last game, but yeah, no. So MARU wins this series pretty nicely, pretty convincingly, 3-0. Still a good game here for the German player, but yeah, MARU just proving to be a little bit too strong with his infantry, with his multitasking, with the mines on the ground, with the tanks. And yeah, nice game here for both players. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this series from the Team Liquid Star League. We'll be seeing, of course, in the next replays. This is Tommy signing out.